the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty!
Take a lap.
What is going on, good people? You are watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your man, Smitty. Cambo's first in the building. Welcome, Cambo. Welcome, everybody. Hit that thumbs up on the way in the door. We're breaking down news. A lot of unfortunate news walking into Week 15. We'll do what we can to help damage control each of your situations the way that you have them set up, and we'll break down all the players in the news. Slayer, Broly, Steven, Brandon, Mark F., Blackbeard, and of course Cambo first in the building. Punch the thumbs up. Let's go. Let's break it down. Time to hit the news. Where's our news button?
And now, for the news.
First topic is Marquis Hollywood Brown. Unfortunately, did not practice, and this is looking a little more bleak, I would say. But let's keep this. We gotta monitor this situation. Essentially, we don't know if Hollywood Brown's gonna play or not. As of right now, you have to expect to be without him, but there's still a shot that this he could potentially play. So monitor this. We're not sure if this is going to be the dreaded list that he pops up on or what is going on here, but definitely something to monitor. So keep an eye on Hollywood. But so far, he's not on the list, but maybe this is what this is going to point to. Aaron Jones, next up in the news, illness, knee, did not participate in practice Thursday. From what I'm hearing, he's more likely to play than not. I don't hear him popping up on the dreaded list. Everything says illness, knee, or illness back or illness whatever. We're not sure what we're dealing with half the time here. And when we see that, we have to just kind of wait and see what's going to happen. But from everything that I'm gathering, and let me just pull up the exact report and see if I can get any more clarity on Aaron Jones. But Aaron Jones, if he plays, you got to play him. Even if you own A.J. Dillon, I think if you want to own A.J. Dillon, you have to play both. I don't think you can sit Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is just too capable, and I feel like Aaron Rodgers is capable of making this guy a 2-touchdown rebounding fantasy football monster at any moment. And they've been trying to save him. They've been trying to give him less and less work during the year to keep him healthy for about this time, and especially in the NFL playoffs. But kind of right now, I think that Aaron Jones is going to be able to score some touchdowns. This is a little more. It's a report saying ambiguous in terms of the downgrade with the illness tag here. So he will be a high-end running back 2 or low-end running back 1 if he goes, but certainly no details yet on to what the illness part of this is. So stay tuned. Hopefully he does not get tossed on the list, but if he's a go, you play him. Next up would be Elijah Mitchell, working on the sideline during a portion of 49ers practice. This is like a sign in the right direction, I suppose. But everything that I'm hearing is it's going to be unlikely that he plays. He probably won't get ready in enough time. Maybe that changes. We're only here at Thursday, and it's possible that Eli has some good progress in the next couple days. But for right now, plan to be without him. Hopefully we hear more good news tomorrow and the day after. So we're gonna go on to the next piece of news. We are live, by the way. I'm just going through the news. I know a lot of you are asking questions. We'll get to the questions in a little bit. Allen Robinson on IR. This is horrible news for anybody that's been holding out hope that A-Rob would return to form. He's not returning to form this year. Obviously now he wasn't. Probably one of the bigger middle round busts in fantasy football. Like people get all up on your case if you had A-Rob ranked outside the top 10 wide receivers like each offseason, and I don't know whether he'll ever return to form or not. Tough to say. but A-Rob is definitely not going to help you the remainder of this year. So that's that news. This one's a little bit, this will upset some people here. It looks like Leonard Fournette is very, very questionable for this Week 15 battle. Let me see if I can pull up anything on Lenny Fournette. So Ronald Jones is the direct backup and needs to be rostered in almost every league. Fournette still has a chance to play Sunday against the Saints, but 2 straight do not practices do not look good for Lenny. So if you own Lenny, start making alternative plans. If you own Lenny, make sure you pick up Ronald Jones. He would be pretty good for one game. And then hopefully there's clarity behind who's going to get more run the next week. I imagine if Ronald Jones comes out and is fantastic or something, if he's not on the dreaded list. Let me see. Engage, you're saying he's on the... I don't know that Ronald Jones is on the dreaded list, bro. I don't see anything on that. Let's see. Ronald Jones. Nope, I don't see anything yet. Maybe that's popping up. Maybe that's brewing. I don't know, but I don't see anything on Ronald Jones, bro. If Ronald Jones comes out and has a good game, Fournette has earned the start going forward. So as soon as he's back, he's back in the lineup. But not great news for those that are counting on Leonard Fournette here in Week 15. Most people's fantasy football playoff Week 1. Punch the thumbs up on the way in the door. Miles Sanders remained limited Thursday. I'm hearing that Miles will probably be able to go. So stay tuned on this one. But Miles Sanders is looking, I would say, more likely to go than not go. But Jordan Howard knee joined Sanders on the limited tag. The Eagles on paper are smash. Let's see here. Boston Scott. If Boston Scott is on waivers, you might want to grab him in case this thing goes south. If you own Miles Sanders or you're counting on Jordan Howard, then you're definitely gonna want to have Boston Scott. Boston Scott could definitely be. Thank you, Rock Out. I'll check your message a little bit later when we get to the IG stuff for sure. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you, Rock Out. So expect Miles Sanders to go as of now, but this could turn sideways. So just stay on top of that. Josh Allen, similar. Like he's limited, but everything I'm reading suggests he probably is going to go unless there's some setbacks in updated information. So for right now, count on having what I consider to be a top 2 quarterback going forward and for 2022 and beyond. This is a top 2 guy. I don't worry about the ups and downs he's had this year. It's been a unique year. He has dropped enough fire for my eyeballs to understand that he is a top 2. You could say top 3 if you want. If you want to throw Herbie in there, I get it. But Mahomes, Allen, Mahomes, Herbie, Mahomes, Allen, Herbie. Herbert's going to get better and better and better and climb right into this area where Josh Allen is sitting. So many people are going to be very, very down on the quarterback heading into 2022, which will be great news, and we'll see where the ADPs fall. You guys know I'm a big quarterback, not early, but quarterback in the middle rounds. Middle round quarterback drafter is what you could coin me as. I'm not early round quarterback drafter. Early round to me would be first or second round. Like late third and fourth, that's like you're getting into middle quarterback round drafting, in my opinion, when you start labeling a quarterback there. But what's great about everybody doubting the quarterback position heading into this year and then probably doubting it even more heading into next year is we'll be able to get even better value on guys like Josh Allen, guys like Herbert, guys like Kyler. We have to pay less for our quarterbacks probably next year than we ever have. So I'll have a lot of content on that, on waiting on a quarterback, waiting on a middle round quarterback, not waiting on a quarterback later, waiting on a middle round quarterback due to the increase of disgust people have with drafting a quarterback early. So it's all good news. You got to go with the flow. You got to go with how the trends look. You got to take advantage of the trends. You got to take advantage of what people are thinking, doing, and how they're reacting. And people will be scared of quarterbacks earlier than normal, and that will be an excellent thing. Josh Allen should play this week. We'll have more information probably tomorrow and the day after. Jalen Hurts feels a little more skeptical than Josh Allen. This is a disaster. Week 15, we don't know what we're dealing with. Half of this stuff is like, okay, we may know, for now, we think he's playing. He may not be playing. It's a disaster. This week feels like Armageddon for fantasy football. No one knows what's going on. Jalen Hurts was limited for Thursday's practice, and there's talk about, well, because the opponent's soft, because of Minshew, we don't know what is going on. Yes, Penn State, I'll be doing start and sit questions, but we're in the middle of a news we're in the middle of this section.
And now, for the news.
Just a little bit busy in the middle, but Penn State, I'm coming for you after to help you, young man. Just hang tight. Everybody in the chat, hang with me. Let's get through the news. We're keeping a little format to the show at times here. just so, when you think about it, part of what this show's allure is to the person that didn't catch it live. They want to know what's going on in the NFL, and so do you. So let's hang tight real quick. I'm just kidding with you, Penn State. I will get to your questions. Don't worry. When do I not do question and answers? When do I not stay live for 2 straight hours every Tuesday and Thursday? What's up, crazy world? Order. We want chaos, says Tyler. Okay, so Jalen Hurts looking less likely than likely, I would say, at this point. Which is not good news. Terry McLaurin, this is like a little bit more positive news. McLaurin practiced on Thursday with a limited designation, but we need to watch this. We need to figure out if, this is an issue or not. We don't know. Half of these things we don't know yet. I'm only giving you some of the cautionary tales here. We're definitely inching in some of these situations toward the negative and inching a little bit toward the positive, but in a sense, most of these are right in the middle still. So any little bit of news is going to swing things the other direction for some of these guys. Like McLaurin, we don't know. Like Hurts, we don't really know. Like Josh Allen, we kind of feel like we know, but one little piece of news, we're back in the other direction. There aren't a lot of certainty pieces of news right now floating out there for any of these guys. It's like it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous land right now. This is affirmative. Here's a concrete piece of information for you. Kareem Hunt is out for week 15. Nick Chubb, as long as Nick Chubb's able to avoid the dreaded list, and so far we feel like that is the case. There were some weird rumors the other day. No, he's fine. And Nick Chubb is going to drop fire, I believe, in week 15, in week 16, week 17, to the degree that people are going to overvalue him next year because I'm going to worry about him staying healthy next year. I'm not going to be on the Nick Chubb wagon next year in terms of vaulting this guy into the first round and drafting and overdrafting him. But he should finish so strong, and I believe that to be true, that he will have super high value walking into into August drafts 2022. I think Nick Chubb is going to be really highly drafted. And the reason being, he's going to explode in weeks 15, 16, 17. If you own Nick Chubb, I do believe he's going to have a monster finish here. So get Nick Chubb into your lineup. Stop sending me these weird questions. Do I bench Nick Chubb? What do we do with Nick Chubb? Look, if you're benching Nick Chubb right now in week 15 for some scrub or some player that's given you 1 week of success and you're ready to just bank on it, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Mess around with your flex spot with this other player that you're interested in playing in week 15. Put Nick Chubb back in the running back 1 or at least high-end running back 2 spot if you went running back in your 2021 August draft. Put Nick Chubb back where he belongs. Stop tinkering with your lineup in weird ways and trying to put other players in place of Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb will be fine. Nick Chubb for week 15, 16, 17 will be fine. And in 2022, you're going to see me not love the guy's value. I'm just telling you now. I want everybody to understand my relationship with Nick Chubb is very complicated. I believe in him right now because he's only got 3 weeks. He's got to stay healthy and ball. I do not want him in 2022 at the cost of entry, which will be extremely high if he finishes strong like I believe he will do. Adam Thielen is looking skeptical. I'll just say, we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything about this man so far. Will he play? Will he not play? There's nothing. There's nothing pointing to either direction. So for me, without any positive information, I'm going to err on the side of caution and say that KJ Osborne's, once again, unless he hits the dreaded list or something, KJ Osborne is a decent wide receiver 3-4 this week. So, don't expect Thielen to play as of right now. Could that change? Absolutely, but for right now. DJ Moore, limited, but I'm hearing he's more likely to play than not. Stay tuned on DJ Moore. Darren Waller did not practice on Thursday and will be out for the Raiders this week. More reason to call him probably one of the biggest busts of 2021. And another reason I don't like drafting tight ends early. You know, like landing Waller. Name an analyst that was higher on Darren Waller and TJ Hawkinson than your man Smitty. I'll answer that for you. Nobody. Nobody had them ranked higher. Fantasy Pros confirms that. Okay? And even myself, the guy who predicted Waller and Hawkinson to be higher ranked than anybody in the industry, over 200 analysts were analyzed by Fantasy Pros. I had the highest ranking on both Waller and Hawkinson in 2020. Even I did not draft Waller in, I don't think, any leagues in 2021. I did not draft him. The guy I feel like I found, I did not draft in 2021 because I will not pay second round value for a tight end. I will certainly not pay first round value for a tight end. That doesn't mean that you can't win with it. It doesn't mean that you, Bob, from accounting, have a knack for drafting tight end one in round one and still dominating and filling out your team a certain way. Everybody's got different draft styles. Everybody should draft to their strengths. And if you are a good tight end early drafting machine, then keep doing you. Okay, there are 100 ways to win fantasy football. I'm so sick and tired of people saying you got to go running back in round one. You got to go running back in rounds 1 and 2. You can't go quarterback in round 4. You can't go tight end in round 2. I personally won't take a tight end in rounds 1 or 2. I think the deck is stacked against you when you do that. I think that if you take a tight end in round 1 or round 2, you are digging a hole in the other positions that you'll be chasing all draft long and won't be able to catch up. You'll be chasing running back all draft long, won't be able to catch up. You'll be chasing wide receiver all draft long, won't be able to catch up. You'll be chasing even quarterback later on in the draft because you are trying to catch up at other positions and you won't even be able to go near quarterback. So you're starting a shaky quarterback rotation all year long. It all starts with drafting a tight end way too early. There are tight ends that last deep into a draft that have lots of upside. Freiermuth will be one for next year. Hawkinson was high drafted early in the offseason, like kind of near Waller. Then when Goff became the starting quarterback and the Lions completely dismantled their franchise and sent Stafford packing, let go of Galladay, all that stuff, it turned Hawkinson back into almost a value grab. He went in the 6th, 7th round. That was acceptable. If you want to take a 6th and 7th rounder, spend it on a tight end, I'm okay with that. I like Freiermuth. I like guys like Goddard. Those are the players that I'm drafting instead of drafting the big name 1st and 2nd round tight ends. I'm going and getting a Goddard who can be the next Waller. I'm going and getting a Freiermuth for next year who can be the next elite breakout tight end. If he doesn't finish so strong, that people all see that coming. Right now, people kind of smell it coming. But if Freiermuth is kind of okay, like he has a big game, then he has an okay game and an okay game. Like if he finishes the year out just mediocre, like with maybe one good game, I bet you Freiermuth walks into 2022 very undervalued. I bet Freiermuth is a steal. Even with people seeing him coming, I think he's a steal. But, you know, I'm not taking a tight end. I don't recommend anybody take a tight end early in rounds 1 or 2. I think it's a disaster waiting to happen, especially next year when you think about, okay, Waller, what are you going to trust Andrews when he's vanished from year to year? I like Andrews, but he's not somebody you can trust high in the second round. Like, who are you going to draft in the second and first round in 2022 at the tight end position? There shouldn't be a debate this year. Somebody will make it a debate. A lot of people will ask me, Kelsey round 1? No, not Kelsey round 1. Why would you draft Kelsey round 1? To me, I don't think you touch it. Rounds 1, 2, I wouldn't even take a tight end in round 3. I am a no tight end drafter typically, round 1, 2, and 3. You might say Kittle. You might say, hey, Smitty, I'll take Kittle at the top of 2. Be my guest. Kittle has been injured. He's injured almost every year. Kittle playing a full season is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I believe, I can't confirm this 100%, but I'm still pretty confident he still has that full labrum tear that he wears the harness for, similar to what Cook is going through right now. Cook is running the risk of still injuring that even in the harness more than Kittle is, but Kittle still is a big injury risk. I'm not taking Kittle in round 2. I wouldn't blame anybody if they did take Kittle in round 2. Like, I understand it, but you're running the risk of having a guy that plays 7 games for you. Could he be fire when he returns from his injury in 2022? Yes, but you can't spend second round value on Kittle. You can't spend second round value on Kelsey, who potentially might be dropping a little bit in terms of value. We're seeing it right now. And will he stay healthy go forward? We don't know. Kittle and Kelsey and Waller, all the top 3 or 4 tight ends, Andrews, none of them can be trusted at second round value. You want to make an argument about Kittle in the top of round 3 or Kelsey in the top of round 3 or whoever in the top of round 3, I can understand and listen. I probably won't follow suit. I'll be drafting Freiermuth. I'll be drafting Goddard. I'll be drafting those tight ends later on to land the next big breakout. I'll be drafting Noah Fant if, in fact, Aaron Rodgers lands in Denver in 2022. I'll be drafting Freiermuth, who everybody else will be too, if A-Rod lands in Pittsburgh. So that's how I feel about that. Alex Collins placed on the dreaded list, which is just more confirmation, unless Penny is too. I mean, running back rooms sometimes can all kind of get caught up in the same running back room. But as of right now, Collins is out. More reason to believe in Penny. Penny's he could be a high-end running back too right now. Let's call Penny what it is. Lamar Jackson did not practice in Thursday's practice. This is looking more bleak as we reach closer to kickoff of all these games. Lamar's very, very questionable at this point. Very questionable. Tyler Lockett placed on the dreaded list. It just continues. The bad news continues. Here you go. Here's some more bad news, Smitty. Tyler Lockett, start planning without him. Maybe DK resurges. Maybe DK, because he's in the same wide receiver room, is going to be next. Who knows? Stay tuned on that. Saquon Barkley, ankle, return to practice on Thursday. Getting in a limited session. I don't trust him, but it depends. Is your flex option. I do believe most teams will probably be set up to where Barkley could still find a way into your flex spot. I get that, and I probably agree. You know, if you hit me with your questions, I'm probably going to say, yeah, Barkley deserves to be your flex play, but he's not a running back 2 right now to me. I don't care what anybody wants to believe. Okay, everybody's saying, no, boy, Barkley's going to do well down the stretch. You just watch, Smitty. You're living in fairy tale land, wanting this roller coaster ride to come to a conclusion. And anybody that drafted Barkley this year that's saying that, I guarantee you they're not going near him next year, which means they just want the roller coaster ride to end. They want the ride to pick up steam a little bit so that the pass to get on the roller coaster wasn't a complete waste. Everybody's rooting for Barkley to bounce back so they don't feel like they got gypped too badly. Like, okay, I knew he'd be good at some point. I just didn't think he would probably be this, take this long. Everybody's willing this to happen, and it's probably not going to happen. Not in that offense. It's a garbage offense, garbage offensive line, garbage situation, garbage touchdown opportunities. There's nothing positive about Saquon Barkley's situation, because if they're down and out, they're throwing. And yeah, they could throw to Barkley. He does get some PPR work, but there's not a lot of good value left for Barkley in any of the games coming up where it's like, okay, he's just going to get fed. He's not. And if he does, maybe he has one or good game. Congrats. You're going to get one good game finally out of Barkley. You got 3 weeks left and he's done nothing. So Barkley is a flex option at best. TJ Hawkinson, this is awful news. The news just keeps coming in. Here's some more. TJ Hawkinson underwent thumb surgery Thursday morning and will miss the remainder of the season. No Hawkinson. No more TJ Hawkness monster for the remainder of the year. James Conner was not spotted at a portion of practice open to the media on Thursday. This is very questionable. This is a very questionable situation walking into this week. Eno Benjamin could potentially be a smart little pickup and play. So look at that. Edmonds, we're still waiting on Edmonds updates. Who the heck knows? We're not getting fed anything. We don't know anything. The only thing we know is this man right here, James Conner, has delivered more goodness to fantasy football than we ever expected. This man scoring touchdown after touchdown. What a touchdown machine this man is. And hopefully he plays. Cardinals are hurt right now, losing Hopkins. Kyler Murray still looking potentially a little banged up and trying to get some run. Someone saying Edmonds is playing. Let's check Edmonds. I must have missed it amongst the craziness. So who says that? Grant says Edmonds is playing. Edmonds' ankle is not active from injured reserve and will miss week 14. That's the latest concrete piece of information I can find on Edmonds. So when you say Edmonds is playing, Grant, where are you reading that? Where are you getting that? Who said that? Is that your belief? Grant? Is that you just making stuff up, Grant? Tell me what you're talking about, bro. Because I don't see it. James Conner is not... he's not a lock. He's not a lock. Edmonds is not a lock from what I'm gathering. Eno Benjamin could potentially get extra run. So grab him if you need a guy. Tony Pollard looks like he might go. And that presents a dilemma. If you've got Pollard and you've got Zeke and both are playing, what do you do? What do you do? I want to know. Grant said it shall be done. That's not the fantasy football show Grant though, bro. That's a different Grant. I still appreciate Grant S. I'm not saying Grant S isn't the bomb. Grant S, you're my boy, Blue. But that is not Grant. That is not Granty boy. Tony Pollard, what do you do if you got Zeke? What do you do if you got Pollard? Who are you playing? I want to know what you believe in the chat. What would you do? Would you start Zeke Elliott or playing Tony Pollard? That could be limited, may not be limited. We don't really know what Pollard's going to do or what his workload's going to be. I imagine they play Pollard. They probably play him, I don't want to say aggressively, but I don't think they're using him as a decoy or something weird like that. They would just sit Pollard if Pollard was not healthy enough to get a good solid amount of run. So I think if we don't know that Pollard is going to be extremely limited, then we need to probably err on the side of caution and play Pollard. But there is a report that Zeke says he feels great. But Zeke also said a week and a half ago that he wouldn't be healthy for 3 or 4 weeks. And before that, a week before that, we had this organization running out information like, oh, Zeke's going to be given a healthy dose of work on a Thursday night a few weeks back, and he didn't. Zeke also didn't have Pollard last week. It was supposed to be Zeke's rebound week. He did nothing. So Zeke saying he feels better than he has in a while doesn't really do much for me because Zeke has been awful for a while. What is feeling better? The best he's felt in a while could mean it's still really bad because he's been feeling like crap. So Zeke Elliott is tough to trust. I would probably say find other options if you've got Pollard and Zeke. Do you got a Rashad Penny? I got a lot of people that come to me with this dilemma and then they say, or do I just pick up Rashad Penny? Do you pick up Rashad Penny? What do you mean do you pick up Rashad Penny? You're telling me Rashad Penny's on your waiver wire still? You have not utilized the information I provide, hard-working information I provide on my waiver wire show every week on Mondays. You're telling me you left Elijah, that's his brother, or cousin brother. They both scored a touchdown last week. The Penny brothers. You're telling me Rashad Penny is sitting on your waiver wire? You know what I tell people that tell me that? Hey, Smitty, would you go with risk 1, risk 2, or do you think I should pick up Rashad Penny off waivers?
Take a look.
That's what I have to say about that. So if I had push comes to shove and I'm going to be in this spot, I've got a team where I've got to start both Pollard and Zeke because I've been hit with injury bad. I got another league where I've got to decide, is it Pollard, Zeke, or another player? And I'm probably going to go with that other player. I forget what. I've got 20-something leagues. I forget. It's a wide receiver like 2. And I'm going to plug that player in and manipulate my roster around putting that running back spot into a flex and then replacing it with a wide receiver. Then I got another league where I got to play one of the two. And it's really hard for me to sit Zeke Elliott because of name. And I find it hard to overlook that. I'm sure a lot of you do too. If Pollard's playing and going to play a lot, I'm playing Pollard. But right now we don't know what Pollard's usage will be. So point of it is, I think we got to wait on this call. So a lot of you Pollard and Zeke owners need to hold off before you start making decisions. But if Pollard's a go and going to get a lot of volume, he's better than Zeke right now. He's a better player than Zeke Elliott. Lambaste that like button on your way in the door. Like Connor or like Mealy did. Swift did not participate in Thursday's practice. Not looking good for his Week 15 availability. Let's call it what it is. He's probably not playing Week 15, but the silver lining here is that we've been hearing about him going on IR, getting shut down. That hasn't happened. So that kind of talk is quieted down. My guess is that was people cooking up some rumors. Maybe someone talked about it, someone leaked it, but they talked about it. It sounds like Swift is very close to returning. It won't be this week, but it looks like it will potentially be maybe Week 16. In enough time for a lot of you that own him that make it through round 1 to utilize this man and get some good production. But it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough to know what to do with Swift. You got to hold him. This news right here, this hurts. This hurts bad. Javonta Williams was sidelined for Thursday's practice. There's some swelling, I guess, in his leg or his knee. Not good. The report is that he'll probably be fine in play, so that's good. But I don't like that this man's been injured at all. And I hate the fact that, this might lead them to dialing him back and saying, hey, let's save him for 2021, which we all have to admit has a lot of logic. A lot of people say that, oh, well, Melvin Gordon's there in 2022. I'm not going to overvalue Javonta like the rest of you. You guys are crazy. What if Melvin's there again? The only reason Melvin Gordon is being used the way he is because he's doing well. He is. I mean, let's be honest. Let's not be biased here. Melvin Gordon's doing well, and they have nothing to play for. So if I'm the coach, let's be honest. I'm probably dialing back Javonta a little bit too, because I want to save what he's about to bring to fantasy football and the NFL. If I'm just a coach, I'm not worried about fantasy football, but I want to bring to the NFL. If I was a coach, I'd worry more about fantasy football than the average coach. I'll tell you that right now. If I ever get the job, the call, if Jacksonville gives me the call, I say, hey, Smitty, we need somebody to fill in for Urban Meyer. Can you get down here? I would focus on fantasy football for you, for all of you. But if I'm running this team, I too am gonna be a little cautious with Javonta. Let's be honest, it sucks, but it's logical. But I don't know that they're gonna like limit him a ton. But if he's got swelling in his leg and he's a little banged up, it's possible that he gets less work than we want again. I mean, it is. But I still think Javonta is impossible to sit if he's playing because he's got so much upside. Jaylen Waddle placed on the dreaded list. A lot of you got Waddle in your lineup. I know that because I'm getting HeySmitty.com messages. And I feel like some people are going to be really thrown off by this and not know that Waddle has been put on the dreaded list. So prepare to be without him. Very unlikely for him to play. And the last piece of news, and then we get into the Q&A. Eckler won't get a full workload tonight. I see a lot of you in here saying Eckler 3 TDs. Eckler's going to ball. What about Eckler? What's going on? Eckler's not getting a full workload tonight. In Week 15 against the Chiefs. He is banged up. He's got the ankle. Eckler will not be likely getting you 3 TDs in tonight's game. I hate to break the news to you. This is becoming a must play, but a very temper your expectations for an Eckler stat line in week number 15 because the man is right here, according to NFL Network, not likely to get a full course meal in week 15. That is your news. As depressing as it was to bring it to you, I'm sorry. I tried to bring it to you in the most entertaining way I possibly could. James Conklin with a super chat. Get those likes up. Step 1, close the live chat. Step 2, punch and lambaste the thumb up button for your boy Smitty. If I've done any good for you at all, if you've enjoyed the show at all, if you've learned one thing, if I've helped you understand one thing, or even if I haven't, if you're just entertaining and still, you're entertained and still watching, please do what this man says. Close the live chat real quick, click the thumbs up button, go back to the live chat. It's so quick, it's so easy. That's if you're on mobile. If you're not on mobile, just punch the thumbs up, it's right in front of you. Thank you, James, appreciate you. And if we have any other super chats, I will get to them. Toss them my way. Johnny with a super chat. Appreciate you, Johnny. Rock Out said look at my DM on IG. I will do so. Johnny says Penny, DJ Moore, Barkley, rank these players non-PPR. Penny, then I'm going to go probably DJ Moore and then Barkley. In that order, bro. I just don't trust Barkley right now. I don't really trust DJ Moore. He's also banged up, so make sure you're on top of that. But yeah, I'm not super excited about DJ Moore or Barkley, to be completely honest with you. I like Penny. That's a great option, fantastic option. I like that option. Nice work on picking up Penny. Penny is a potential savior for a lot of people walking into this week 15 on. So get excited. Get ready for Penny. Let me refresh news wires and to see if there's anything else popping up. T. Higgins was upgraded to a full practice. Some positive news. Updating a previous report, Aaron Jones did not practice. We got that. I think we're caught up on all of those pieces of news. Keenum test positive. Who knows how that trickles through Cleveland and the rest of those players. So stay tuned. It's probably going to get worse. It's probably going to get worse before it gets any better, just so you guys know. All right, let's get to the questions and voice messages from you guys on Instagram. If you guys want a shot to be on the show right now,
it's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
He'll punch you in the throat.
Go to Instagram. Drop your drop your voice message on my IG right now, and I'll play as many voice messages as I can. Here's Rock Out.
Mr. Broncos head coach, we got a problem with you. It's supposed to be Javonta's season. Feed this man. Free Javonta Williams. It'll be much appreciated. Stop putting out Melvin Gordon and taking his role when Javonta is way better. I'm sorry, but he is, and let him eat.
Is Rock Out not the best up-and-coming rap artist in the business, in the fantasy space? Rock Out has to be the most up-and-coming fantasy football rapper I've ever heard. I mean, we have our boy fantasy rapper. He's good too. But this guy's up-and-coming.
Mr. Broncos head coach, we got a problem with you. It's supposed to be Javonta's season. Feed this man.
This is fire.
Free Javonta Williams. It'll be much appreciated. Stop putting out Melvin Gordon and taking his role when Javonta is way better. I'm sorry, but he is, and let him eat.
Let him eat. This is the man known as Rock Out, just spitting bars out like crazy. Unbelievable. Next question. Go to the voice messages. Here we go. Top requests. Let me filter this bad boy. All requests. Here's one from Scott.
Parker and Ertz or AJ Green and Gesicki? Gotta roll with one of the two.
Parker and Ertz or AJ Green and Gesicki? Is it like a duo, like 1 and 1? Parker and Ertz, AJ Green and Gesicki. I'm gonna go Ertz. I mean, if I can mix and match, I'm going Ertz and probably Parker and Ertz or AJ Green and Gesicki. I mean, if I've got to go with the duo, I don't know why. I'd go with AJ Green and Gesicki, I suppose. I mean, Tua's got a great matchup. Gesicki's got a great matchup. I like AJ Green. I don't really like Parker. I don't even know if Parker's going to play. I like Ertz and AJ Green potentially, but those are two people from the same team, so tough. I don't think you can go really wrong.
Smitty. It's Spiffy Ship here.
Spiffy.
Captain Levi. I go by those two names.
Spiffy.
So, with all these inactives, shouldn't this be a recipe for some breakouts from some bench players?
Potentially, but it depends on each situation, man. I mean, like if you're talking about like a Eno Benjamin, yeah, Eno Benjamin I like a lot. He could break out and have a nice little game. I don't know that he carves out too much. Thanks, Mike, for the super chat. I don't know that he carves out too much of a huge role moving forward, even if he does really well, because you've got Edmonds coming back. But yeah, I mean, there's always opportunity. And every single year, the final 2 weeks of the season, some rookie or some kind of unknown person does well for like 2 straight weeks and has like this monster finish. So definitely feel like it's in the cards. But I don't know what players are set up to do what you're thinking other than like, Benjamin. Penny's obviously not a young guy, but he's having this great little finish. There'll be players like that, but Eno Benjamin's one to watch, but good question. Good question, Spiffy. This is from Rick.
Hey, bro. I'm trying to figure out if I should be starting Dalton Schultz or David Njoku half-point PPR. I'm currently panicking, bro. Help me out. Come on, Smitty.
I don't think I trust Njoku, Rick. I probably trust Schultz more than I trust Njoku. Make sure Schultz is healthy. He's on the field. He's not on the list. Like, obviously, check all this before kickoff, bro. But give me the guy that's kind of proven it all year on and off. He's a trusted friend of the man known as Dak Prescott, who's struggling and might need his safety blanket. Schultz is capable of that 2 TD game. I'm going to go Schultz, but you wouldn't be crazy to go either way. But that's going to be me. Mike says, just want to publicly thank you for all the guidance this year and you helping me accomplish my playoffs in 3 out of 4 leagues. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, pal. We need to get this guy over as a show bouncer. He's looking ripped. You're looking ripped, Mike.
Hey, Smitty. Tossing up between my running backs this week, I got Zeke, James Conner, and Chase Edmonds, Handy, and Sony Michel. What do you think? Thank you.
I mean, Hendy and Michelle lead your running back of this one of the players you listed. Lead the room, and you go with whoever's starting. You know, if Hendy sits out, then you've got a real clear Sony Michel's the top option. I forget some of the names you said.
Hey, Smitty. Tossing up between my running backs this week, I got Zeke, James Conner, and Chase Edmonds, Handy, and Sony Michel.
If so, that's your first one. If Connor's out, I don't know that I love Chase Edmonds coming back from injury right away. They still may use Benjamin a lot. I don't really know if we feel like Edmonds is going to get a ton of run, then I don't mind Edmonds being your running back too. But I don't know if we're going to have that indication at all. Zeke Elliott's probably your safest bet is your 2, Hendy or Sony Michel. It's going to get complicated for you because if Hendy and Sony Michel both play, then what do you do? If Connor plays, he's got to be your top running back option, actually. If he plays and Hendy and Sony Michel are both playing, Connor's your number 1 running back. So it's like Vito, you couldn't have a more screwed up, news dependent, who's playing, who's not situation. Like I think you kind of get my drift as to where I would head. If ideal situations were facing Connor and Sony, they would be my top 2 options. But Zeke Elliott enters into the equation if, let's say, it's Edmonds and you're not sure. So if Edmonds is starting and they're going to feed him, then he's a great play. If he comes in questionable, because we don't hear any news on... Everyone says Edmonds is going to start Edmonds. We haven't heard anything on Edmonds. We don't even know if Edmonds is going to be ready at all. So Edmonds is not a guarantee by any means right now whatsoever until that news report hits. So we don't know what's going on. Your situation's pretty mangled up in all the news, bro. I wish I could give you a clear answer, but I can't right now. Maybe I can later.
I just feel that there's a way for us to take advantage of the situation. Just so happens that we don't know which one or which player is prone to break out. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, you're right, Spiffy, but what players do you see being put into the spotlight right now due to all these injuries in the dreaded C list? If it is, Benjamin, I agree. Let's say it's Gainwell. Let's say Sanders and Howard, who are both likely to play, but iffy. If they both get removed from the equation, Gainwell time, baby. Gainwell time. So, I mean, yeah, you're right, Spiffy, but there aren't any... These situations you're talking about right now, there aren't a lot of clear ones because we don't have any clarity on anything right now. So, yeah, I mean, just toss out some names, though, bro. Let me know what players you're thinking have that potential breakout, sleeping giant potential 4 weeks, 15, 16, 17, and I'll confirm and deny them for you. Full PPR flex, Gronk or Jamar Chase. Are you asking me to flex Jamar Chase or Gronk, bro? Okay, you super chatted. I'm not going to make you take a full lap, but Fane, we can't put Jamar Chase on the bench, broski. We just can't do it. Am I reading that right? New England or Philly defense? New England or Philly defense? New England is on the road, and then Philly is at home. Give me New England. They're just so good. I like Philly. Philly against Washington. That's good. That's a good matchup, though. I'm still going New England. I think I like Philly in a lot of situations, but I'm still probably playing New England. I have Kyler, Najee, Zeke, Tyreek, JJ, Kittle, benches, Sony Michel, Dearness Johnson, Gronk, Hunt, Myers. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Fane. I appreciate you and all your super chats. And I'm sorry I made you take a tiny itty bitty lap, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I just hit the button. Couldn't control myself. But I'm not sitting Jamar Chase, bro. I just can't. Am I sitting maybe nobody from your lineup, bro? Your lineup is strong. I like it. You're good to go. You're good to go. Start your studs. Let's go. Yeah, Cliff makes a good point. Belichick is prepared. Belichick is awfully prepared. This man, I didn't give Belichick enough credit walking into the season. I admit it. I thought, okay, how much of it is Brady? And what Belichick has done this year has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. This man won't even pat himself on the back. If Belichick won the Super Bowl this year, let's just say, he wouldn't even stop to celebrate. He'd just start moving on next year. This dude is all business. All business. Not in a good spot, but it could be worse. That's what I get for drafting Tyreek and Justin Jefferson 1 and 2. I mean, they're both really good players, bro. I'm not sure if you're trying to beat yourself up about that, but Mac Jones is legit. He is getting better. It was a little odd that he had never seen snow. I was so shocked when I heard that. Okay, he hasn't played in snow? He hasn't played in snow? Okay. No. Smitty, he hasn't ever seen snow. And had I knew that before kickoff, not that anybody was really starting Mac Jones, but I would have been sounding alarms. I would have been hitting the alarm. Where's my alarm? I would have been hitting the alarm and saying, do not start Mac Jones. And I would have been saying, do not play any wide receivers on that New England Patriots offense, especially with the weather. This man had never even seen snow before. That's a little bit of a problem, but Belichick, I don't understand how he won that game. I don't get it. That game plan seemed disastrous. Belichick is a genius. He's a genius. The best coach to probably ever walk the earth. Okay. Packers or Pats D. Packers or Pats D. That one's a little... Green Bay's on the road, right? Yeah, Baltimore. I mean, they're intriguing because the way Lamar's playing, if Lamar even plays, he probably will play, but we don't know for sure. If Lamar doesn't play, I'll probably go Green Bay. But that's tough. That's a tough call. All right, back to the voice messages. Let's go. One more from Spiffy. Spiffy, get to a couple players.
How about Damian Williams? I heard Demont might be out this week.
No, Damian Williams doesn't have that allure, bro, in my opinion. I mean, Khalil Herbert would be the guy I would imagine. So you bring up a good point. If Monty didn't play, then Khalil Herbert would be that guy. But I mean, anything's possible. Trust your gut, but I don't think it's Damian. I think it's Khalil. But who knows? It's tough to say. I don't think that feels like the one you're talking about, though. Like, is there a chance for guys to come out and shine and break loose? Like Khalil Herbert, in my opinion, is the better player by a mile over Damian Williams. But Damian Williams could get more run. It's certainly possible. Okay, Spiffy. Appreciate your questions. Next question. It takes a while for Instagram to refresh. We could go to the phone line as well. I'm going to open up the phones. Let me put the graphic up. Call into the show. 602-699-4404. Coming knocking at your boy Smitty's door. Rick's got another one.
Hey, Smitty. I picked up the Browns defense, looking to stream them this week. Obviously, things are getting kind of crazy with this, and I currently hold them and New England, and I'm also flirting with maybe trying to claim Green Bay. I don't know what to do. I know New England's been lights out, but are they a must-start at this point against the Colts and over the Browns and the Packers?
If the Packers are facing a no Lamar Jackson, I go Green Bay. But if not, then I'm probably leaning toward New England. Smitty, are there any Chiefs or Chargers players we should be playing besides Hill, Kelsey, Eckler, Allen? I mean, Mike Williams, it depends, bro. It depends on your options, but I still like Mike Williams. He's more of a flex guy, but, he has the potential to have a big game. Tristan says, message below. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Tristan. Here we go. Hey, Smitty, play Pittman or Chase Claypool this week. Also, how are we feeling about Lamar? I just mentioned Lamar about 10 times. You probably heard a little bit of that, and you may have missed the beginning of the show, so I'll recap it for you. No problem whatsoever, Tristan. I don't expect you to be here every minute, but we did touch on it just so you know if you want to rewatch and gather any more information. But I would say he's very iffy to play. It seems like in the latest report right here, Lamar Jackson, it makes it sound like he did not participate. His outlook for Sunday is very much in question. And there's legitimate reason to be worried about him playing. Like, it's kind of a new pessimism about him playing. So I would say there's a good chance that he misses. Do you play Huntley if he's out, or Burrow? Burrow with ease, bro. Like, you can't trust Huntley. I like Huntley a lot. He actually is a pretty good little backup quarterback, but I do not play Huntley over Burrow. Burrow has top 5 potential any given Sunday, so I go Burrow without hesitation. Without much hesitation whatsoever, good buddy. Appreciate your super chat. And did you have another question? No, you didn't. Also just picked up AB. I don't care about AB right now, bro. He may not even be relevant. Dylan can get 20 carries if Jackson doesn't play. Packers blowout. Potentially, bro. I like Dylan a lot this week. If you own Aaron Jones and Dylan, you almost got to play both of them. This is better than the Zeke Elliott Pollard situation. The Dylan and Aaron Jones situation is much better, in my opinion. Much more potential fantasy scoring than the Cowboys and the Cowboys running back situation. So if I own both Dylan and Aaron Jones, I'm tempted to play both. You can't sit Aaron Jones, but you also, you probably have to try and find a flex spot for A.J. Dillon, who, like you just said, could have a big day if there's a blowout. If Jackson doesn't play, do you pick up Fields or Jimmy G? Oh, I don't like either, bro. I don't like either. I suppose... I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Jimmy G or Fields? I don't like those options, man. I suppose Jimmy G for right now, but I don't love it. I don't love it at all. But he could at least score like 2 touchdowns maybe or something. Are we playing Eckler? Depends on your options, Michael. He's not going to get a full workload, but I find it pretty hard to not be able to find a flex spot for Eckler who could still score. Even on limited work, he could still score. Bench Zeke for Dylan? Absolutely. I'd start Dylan over Zeke in a heartbeat. And that goes to show why the Green Bay situation is way better than the Dallas situation, because I like the number 2 option on the Packers better than I like both running back options on the Cowboys, mainly because Pollard's hurt right now. Not because Pollard doesn't have, upside. Is D-Hop droppable in redraft? Yes, he's out for the year. Kyler or Herbert? Herbert. I love Kyler. He played very bad last week. Had a lot of yardage, but touchdowns weren't there. It'd be very, very hard to sit Herbert over Kyler right now. Kyler could definitely be the number one quarterback on any given Sunday, fantasy football-wise. But Herbert is a safer feeling play, and I think Thursday will be plentiful. There will be a lot of scoring going on in this Thursday night battle. I don't think next week will be great, but I do believe it'll be great this Thursday. I think we were blessed last Thursday, and we will be blessed this Thursday. Let's see if we can get Grant on here. You coming on? I sent Grant a message. Grant might be coming on, making a surprise appearance here. Fields with his rushing upside, says Don. Slayer, appreciate you being here. Kittle will carry Jimmy, says Blackbeard. Clyde or Javonte. With Javonte being questionable, it's not crazy to consider going Clyde. What do you guys think? Go Clyde tonight or wait on Javonte? Because Javonte did pop up on the injury report. Probably going to play, but could he be limited? He might be. So it's tough to really say what to do there, bro. I would probably say Javonte, but that's very, very close. Francisco, thank you for the super chat. Schultz or Gesicki? I'm going to go with Gesicki with the matchup. Start 2, Amari Cooper, Mike Williams, Brandon Cooks, Joe Mixon, Van Jefferson, and Penny. Start 2 of that, I'm going Penny and Joe Mixon. That's easy. I mean, I like Mike Williams. I like Cooper, but no, I mean, Mixon's your running back 1, and Penny's a high-end running back 2 right now. Why is the phone line off? Like, what is going on here? Call in 602-699-4404. I might have had it off again. My bad. I could have swore I turned it on. There we go. What's up, pal? I was wondering why the line wasn't working. What can I do you for?
Hey, I had a question about Henderson and Sony Michel. So I have both of them. If Henderson comes back, do I trust either of them? I have Rashad Penny and Michael Carter on my bench too.
Well, you got to put in Penny, man. I think Penny.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, if Henderson's out and Sony Michel's the only starter, then you have a dilemma between Penny and Sony Michel. If Hendy comes back, you still have them splitting potential work. Penny's gonna be fed, and Seattle's already said they're gonna give him a shot at being the main ball carrier. So I'm going with Penny easily.
Okay, all right, thank you. I also have Khalil Herbert.
Yeah.
Do I drop him for Ronald Jones? Leonard Fournette seems questionable.
Yeah, I mean, if do you have Fournette?
No, I don't have Fournette.
Yeah, I mean Herbert. I mean Monty's kind of banged up too, and I think Herbert could be good as well. So it's kind of a tough spot. I suppose they take Ronald Jones, but are you gonna even use him? Because if Ronald Jones plays this week, you're not starting him over Penny or anybody like that. So
I could start him over DK at flex.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would do that to just see, and can you trade or no?
No, my trade doesn't.
And you can pick him up just to block your opponent, you know what I mean? So that your opponent doesn't have
okay.
Yeah, I like it. All right, man.
All right,
Call back. You got another question.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, you're from Arizona, right? Nah, he hung up. DM me, bro. I'm going to put you on an Arizona Instagram chat. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
I need 3 flexes.
Okay.
And my flexes are Freeman, Higgins, and Ayuk. And I need 2 of them.
Freeman, Devonta Freeman, Higgins, and Ayuk.
Yep.
Let me look up Freeman real quick and see what. I don't even know what he did last week, to be honest. He's kind of like a under the radar, underwhelming, just mediocre type play, but like he does okay. Like 64 yards on 13 carries, 5 catches for 8 yards. Week before that, 50 yards and a touchdown. I suppose I go safe with Ayuk and who was the other option?
Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins and Ayuk. I'd probably go with Higgins and Ayuk.
I appreciate it.
All right, pal. Appreciate you. Penn State, did I answer your question? I didn't. I don't know, bro. Ask it again. Michael Carter or Javonta with the injury news? I'm going Javonta. Michael Carter, I don't know. I don't trust Michael Carter. Damien Harris. Somebody said Damien Harris. I like Damien Harris if he plays. Like Ramondre a lot too. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Freddie, it's Dribble Guy. What's up?
What's up, Dribble? What can
I had a question. I
Yeah.
had a question about is Michael Carter droppable?
Is Michael Carter droppable? Depends on who you're picking up.
I called earlier, so I could drop him, or I could drop either Michael Carter or Herbert or Khalil Herbert for Ronald Jones.
Oh, you okay? I would probably drop Khalil Herbert, bro, because Michael Carter is technically a starter, so you don't want to leave him out there to be picked up either.
Okay, yeah, because Khalil Herbert is also questionable for some reason.
Yeah,
Why.
yeah, everyone's questionable, but yeah, I'd rather have Ronald Jones over Khalil for right now, and I definitely wouldn't leave Carter out there. And DM me on Instagram. I'll put you in. You're in Arizona, right?
No.
Oh, you're not. Okay, I thought I saw an Arizona area code. Okay, all right, pal. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Later.
All right, thank you, bye.
Penn State, ask your question again, pal. Big Kong says, check out Baker Mayfield's last few tweets. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Big Kong says, check out Baker Mayfield. Hey, Smitty, this is Spiffy Shit, man. I have just one question. In reference to Eno, would you drop Hines for him?
Would I drop Hines for Eno Benjamin?
Because I feel like that's the only guy on my team that is at most worth dropping for.
I mean,
like worth dropping.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but I feel like Hines is so capable. If let's say something happened to JT, I'd probably rather have Hines than I would currently Eno Benjamin, knowing that Edmonds may play and Connor may play. Like if we knew that both were out, I would say maybe to block your opponent from picking up Eno Benjamin at the very least, just to get him a start. But as of right now, as things stand, which they could change, I'm going to say no.
Okay. All right. And you wouldn't, because I'm not sure we remember my wide receiver situation with D-Hop being out.
Yeah.
I had to pick up 2 extra receivers. Those guys, I had picked up Robbie Anderson and Rashad Bateman. Those guys should stay on my team, right?
Yeah, I mean, you need wide receivers. I don't love those options, but they're not bad. They're definitely good enough to have like a backup, emergency situation. But yeah, I mean, if there are any other wide receivers out there that you find, shoot them at me on the text line, and I'll try and help you with it. But yeah, they're not bad. I mean, you got to keep those guys, given you have no other options at wide receiver.
Gotcha. One last question. How do you feel about Kelsey tonight?
I mean, Kelsey doesn't feel like he's banged up really all that much, and I think he'll deliver. It's just been game script for him as to why he struggled. But do I think he's going to continue to struggle here and there? He could, and I definitely don't love him in 2022 anywhere near the top 2 rounds where people tend to draft him. But I think for weeks 15, 16, 17, he could spit straight fire and make it really, really tough for people to have that stance walking into 2022. They might love him again. Like if he drops fire in weeks 15, 16, 17, people are going to be talking about, drafting him high again, and that'll be good because I won't be drafting him high. But yeah, I think he'll do good down the stretch. All right.
What tight end do you have over Travis Kelce? What tight end would you rather have right now over Kelsey at this moment?
Okay, I'll answer that and drop you and call back if you have another question. All right. Yeah, watch the answer. All right. So we're gonna say for week 15, what tight ends do I like? What's up, pal? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Hold on 1 second. All right. No. Tight end option. He didn't want to wait. He didn't want to wait. Here he goes. Kittle. Maybe Kittle. I don't know. Kelsey and Kittle are 1 and 2. What's up, pal? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
Hey, Smitty, would you be able to check Instagram? I sent you a screenshot of my team. I just needed.
Who is this?
It's like a lot.
Who is this? Dribble.
It's Dribble. Yeah.
I can look real quick. Hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on. What's your username on Instagram? What's it start with? I don't. Let's see. Is this the one about you need a running back too? Okay. All right. So out of the bench, you're telling me running back 2 out of the.
Yeah, out of the bench. Yeah.
Out of the bench, I'm gonna say Elijah Penny. And, depending on that Henderson and Michelle situation, probably going to come from that right there or DK. So if there's no clarity around Darrell Henderson and Michelle and there's this ambiguity, then, but is Henderson what's Henderson's status right now?
They took out, they didn't take him off the COVID list yet.
Let's see. Darrell Henderson. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it would be Sony Michel and Penny. But if that Rams running back situation gets cloudy, then I go DK. And there's no Lockett, so DK should have a big game. You wouldn't be crazy to go DK over that Rams situation anyway.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Yep, later. I mean, DK is going to be a pretty nice play. I know everyone's mad at him right now. I know everybody is really upset at DK. I know everybody wants to write him off. DK is garbage. DK this, DK that. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Oh.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
All right, cool. So I have a couple of options at flex. I have either DK, Miles Sanders, KJ Osborne, or Gabe Davis.
DK, Miles Sanders, Osborne, and who?
And Gabriel Davis.
I mean, I'm going DK.
Okay.
I mean, with Lockett out potentially here, DK seems like a pretty solid play. I mean, everyone's going to write him off. Even in the chat here, I got a lot of people saying DK, no, no this, no that. DK, I'm like one comment here. I'm officially divorcing DK. Like, but the bottom line is like he still has a lot of upside and potential, and in the current situation with Lockett being down, I mean, he might get force fed. So I'm gonna go DK pretty easily.
Okay, and then I had D-Hop as my wide receiver too. I have Devontae Parker in there right now. Do you think that's a good slot in?
Devontae Parker?
Yep, in the wide receiver too.
I don't have a lot of faith in Devontae Parker, but let me pull him up. I've never been a big Devontae Parker guy.
Okay.
But
so would you start DK instead of Parker and then slot in Miles Sanders in the flex?
if Miles Sanders plays, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, trust your gut. I mean, Parker, let me just try and pull him up real quick. Parker's always, got upside, but like he never stays healthy. 62 yards in week 13, 85 yards in week 8. He's always missing time, but I mean, I don't know.
And Waddle hit out too.
Yeah. I don't mind him this week given that situation with Waddle being out, but trust your gut. I definitely like DK, but if you have another spot after that you're trying to fill, I wouldn't be opposed to Parker.
All right, sounds good.
All right, pal. Appreciate you.
Yep.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
Yeah, full PPR, man. Aaron Jones or CH. Every running back that's hurt in the NFL is on my team.
Yeah, I would say Aaron Jones.
All right.
I would say Aaron Jones. I mean, I like Clyde. This Thursday game should be different, but it is Thursday. We're still going to have some disappointments, and I don't know. I'm not saying he can't have a good game, but he's still sharing carries with Darrell Williams. Let's be honest. That isn't the best situation, so he has to find his spots and really do well and capitalize on them. So a lot of things could line up for Clyde, and he could do well. But I feel like Aaron Jones is just safer.
Yeah, that questionable tag on him is and I got Javonta Williams, he's questionable. Austin,
yep.
So if any one of them guys don't play, I'm screwed.
Yeah, well, if you feel that way, Aaron Jones or Javonta, you could start Clyde and then decide later on that other spot. But if you feel like you're just gonna get hit with that later, I mean, you could. I mean, it could definitely. Things are crazy. Sometimes you almost got to go with what you got starting wise, like who's starting.
Right.
Could I envision a disappointing Javonta week? I could. And the reason I say that is because he's banged up and they want to keep him fresh, and they aren't giving him all the work anyway. So it's possible that he has a disappointing week, but he also could have 150 yards and a touchdown on half the work. Like, that's how good Javonta is. So it's tough, man.
It's real tough with the questionable tags.
I wish I could give you like a concrete answer, but I just can't because I like Clyde a lot.
No.
Yeah.
We're all good, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, trust your gut though. Trust your gut. Only you've got to live with the decision. And if you had a feeling that that playing Clyde tonight was the move, and you don't do it, you're going to be upset at yourself.
Facts. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Good luck with your teams too.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Bye. All right, final call of the day. Who am I speaking to? You're the final caller of the day.
Awesome. This is Jay-Z. How you doing?
Jay-Z, what's up, pal?
I got a quick question for you. Did some good trading. Got Eckler, Kamara, Fournette, and Montgomery, and I have to start 3 of them.
Eckler, say it again.
Eckler, Kamara, Fournette, and Montgomery.
Eckler, Kamara, Fournette, and Montgomery. Okay, Kamara, you got to put Kamara in there. And I can't sit Eckler, even if he's not going to get a full workload. I still feel like you got to go with Eckler, but that's me. Fournette's banged up, may not even play, so you're running the risk of waiting on that. And you kind of got to roll with the decision tonight if you're going to play Eckler, so you got to make the call. I would say if things look good going into kickoff and he doesn't feel, if the news isn't worse and you feel like, okay, he's going to be limited, but they're still going to use him a lot, then I would roll with Eckler, but we don't really know for sure yet. You know, like we could get a report right before kickoff that he's going to be used sparingly. And if that's the case, then you got to remove him right away.
Yeah, okay. And then I have Renfro versus Cooks.
Renfro versus Cooks. I would go Renfro. Renfro's been playing too good to put him on the bench.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. All right, that's going to do it for the phone lines today. People, appreciate you dialing in to the fantasy football show. And I would say the final segment, we might call it a little short today, but the final segment is going to be fantasy football court. So get your questions ready. And where's my court music? I think I did find it, didn't I? I did last time, I believe. So fantasy football court.
It's time for fantasy football. Court! Court!
Court is in session.
Court is in session. I am your honorable judge, or dishonorable, however you would like to. Let me put this on screen here. Court. All right. Hit me with your questions and I will answer to the best of my ability. Don't believe anything coaches say, says Cliff. Affirmative. Osborne or Judy, give me Osborne if Thielen's out. Ayuk or AJ Green, give me Ayuk, but that's a coin toss, Matt. That's a coin toss. That's tricky. Matt's getting tricky. Drop Jeff Wilson Jr. for Craig Reynolds. I don't know. Like that's cellar dweller material. Sure. We'll do it. Okay, Smitty, I decided I'm gonna start DK at flex. Now it's between Henderson, Sony Michel, Rashad Penny, or Ronald Jones. Right now it's Penny. It's Penny, Dribble. It's Penny. He deserves a start. However, if it looks really clear on the Hendy, Sony Michel, you got yourself a dilemma, and I probably would lean on that Rams running back if they're the sole player. Smitty is smitten by the fine scooter. No. Mooney or DJ Moore? I'm going to go DJ Moore. Michelle or Penny? Right now, as I just said, it's Penny until we know what's going on. If Michelle's the lone starter or something and Hendy's out, which we don't really know yet because nothing's clear, then, you got yourself a dilemma. Michelle, Penny, Michelle. I might lean Michelle if he's the lone starter, but Penny right now. Mitchell or Sony Michel, give me Sony Michel because Mitchell's very questionable. Tua or Taysom, give me Taysom. Kirk or St. Brown, give me Kirk. Close though. Coin toss. Justin Jackson or Foreman? I'm not starting Justin Jackson. Foreman. AJ Dillon or Michael Pittman in the flex. Give me AJ Dillon, but very close. Coin toss close. Long key, way too long of a question, pal. We're in fantasy football court mode. Penn State. I know I've missed your question over and over, so let's put it on screen and give you some screen time, bro. Pick 3, PPR, CEH, Alvin Kamara, Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Pick 3, Kamara, Aaron Jones. Man, I might go AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. I know that's risky, but I don't know that I trust Monty right now. I don't really trust Elliott right now. And I don't trust that I'm picking the right running back and you go Aaron Jones and Dylan goes crazy. You go, it's tough. And they could both still do well. I start both, but I'm crazy. Lockett on the C list. We know that. Joe, we had it on the news segment. Contempt, Joe. Mike Williams or Jerry Jeudy. Give me Mike Williams. Can I have Penn State's team? No, Cliff. No. Zeke or Javonta? Give me Javonta, but there is some risk to that. You have to have a backup plan. Start Russell Wilson or Tua if Lamar is out. I go Russell Wilson, but Tua does have a fantastic matchup. You're not crazy to go Tua. Jimmy G or Tua? Give me Tua. But they're about the same. Bold take. Fields has a career day. He could, Peach. I wouldn't be all that shocked. Penny or Sanders? Give me Penny. Sanders is banged up too. We don't even know if Sanders is gonna go. Christian, Kirk, Chuba, or Swift? Cooks. Swift is out, bro. No Swift. Chuba. I don't. Chuba, Kirk, Chuba. I'd probably go Kirk. Penny or Sanders? Penny. AJ Green or Devontae Smith? I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go. God, I'm gonna go Devontae Smith this week, but AJ Green's safer. Mike Evans or Pittman? Whoa! Turn the computer on. Macking this thing. Give me. What was that question? I lost it. Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, probably Mike Evans, bro. I don't know. Pittman might be safer this week, but I just, it's hard for me to say Mike Evans. Monty, Aaron Jones, Javonta, start 2. Probably gonna go with Aaron Jones and Javonta, bro. Clyde or Saquon? Give me Clyde. Your Honor, who would you start? Zeke, Sanders against the decimated Washington football defense, or Penny? Give me Penny. Michael Carter or Jeff Wilson if Mitchell is out? Probably Jeff Wilson, but barely. I mean, Michael Carter, I just don't know what to expect yet. And you know, if the Jets are down, they're not going to run a lot, you know. I don't know. I know people are suffering injury, and that's why they're turning to Michael Carter. And I like Michael Carter. But under Mike White, he was a check down, you know, he was Mike White's check down safety net. And I don't know that Michael Carter right now feels safe in that offense. A.J. Dillon or Devonta Freeman? I mean, anything can happen, but give me A.J. Dillon. Parker, Osborne, Kirk, start 2. Give me... I hesitate to say Parker because he's such a disappointment. But he has such a good opportunity with Waddle out. Good matchup. Probably going to lean... I'm still going to lean Kirk. It's either Kirk or Osborne or Kirk and Parker. Leave Kirk in. I could go either way. I'm a Dolphin fan, and I would go with Carter, says Spiffy. Miss my super chat, says Problem. Okay, let me go look for it, pal. Sorry, Problem. Problem, Dak or Fields? Give me Dak, bro. You're not crazy to go Fields, but give me Dak. Give me Dak. Francisco, thank you again for your question. I think I got this one. Yeah, sorry, Problem. I didn't see yours roll in. Scotty, Michael Carter, Javonta. I think I got that one, Javonta, but have a backup plan. I think I caught up. If I missed a super chat, let me know. Pittman or Mike Williams? Give me Pittman. I also wish Mike White was in there for Carter. Yeah, Carter was feasting. You're right, Brent, with Mike White. Need 3. Zeke, Pollard. This one. I'd probably stay away from the Dallas running backs. I'd probably go Gibby, Javonta, Penny. I mean, that's tough though. That's a real close call. Missed the playoffs, says Webb. most points by a lot, and I'm on a bye week as of 1 seed in my other league. Lost my last game, but won 11 straight. Attaboy Webb. Proud of you. We'll get you there in all your leagues moving forward, though. 2022 won't know what hit it, because we're going to come hard, and we're going to take care of business. Your Honor, I need 2. Michelle, Javonta, Zeke, Pollard. If Michelle's starting, Michelle. If he's not, then you have a dilemma. And Javonta is probably the other running back. So your dilemma will be if Michelle and Hendy are splitting time, which we don't know if Hendy's even going to play, then Zeke and Pollard, you might want to go to Zeke or Pollard depending on that news. But I don't have an answer for you because everything's dependent on the Pollard news, on the Michelle and Hendy news, on, there's no way to make that call right now. If Javonta is limited or out, St. Brown or Gabe Davis. I'd probably go limited Javonta, unless it sounds like he's not going to play at all. You know, if he's going to be potentially not going to get a full course meal coming off of last week, and they're like, hey, we're just going to still continue to give both of them carries, then I still like it. Hit the like on the way out the door, guys, says Terry. Let's get those thumbs up in here. Judge Smitty, Flex 1, Osborne, Parker, or Pitts, Penny by a mile. Penny's a high-end running back too this week, guys. I don't understand the Penny confusion. Like, he had such a big game and they want to feed him, so he's going to get work. And Collins is out, so another reason why Penny is a good play. I realize he's got bust potential, but you know what? You know who else had bust potential? You know who else was as washed as Penny? A guy named Cordero Patterson. If you think Cordero Patterson was in any better shape value-wise or belief-wise walking into 2021 than Penny, you're joking yourself. Cordero Patterson had no value. He was a laughing stock, a joke. If Patterson can do it in 2021, why can't Penny do it? So give me Penny. Mike Williams or Ayuk? Give me Mike Williams. Sir Smitty, Damien Harris, or Michael Carter. If Damien Harris is playing, it's Damien by a mile. Russ, Big Ben, Jimmy G, or Fields. Give me... Big Ben's kind of crafty right now. But I like Russell Wilson potentially. LT or AP in their prime. Fantasy, what? I don't know. That's close. Probably even. I mean, they both had their allure, man. They both were monsters. James Robinson or Javonta Williams. Probably Javonta for right now. That could change if we hear like really good things coming out of Jacksonville with James Robinson. Like, hey, now that Urban Meyer's been kicked out of the situation, no pun intended, we're going to roll with James Robinson and he's going to get fed. Like that kind of stuff is going to change the game for J. Rob. So Marcos is pretty long. I'm going to try and do it for you. I need 2 and a flex. Clyde, Damian Harris, Javonta, Penny, Jamar. Or is that Chase Edmonds? Chase Edmonds. Clyde and Damian if Damian plays. Or Clyde and Javonta. Clyde and Javonta or Clyde and Damian. Oh, yeah, Penny. Penny in there. Dang it. Penny. Your safest options are Penny and to wait on the Javonta news, to wait on Damien Harris. You know, Clyde, I like Clyde, but you are putting yourself in a bind. You could go Clyde tonight and then wait on Damien Harris, Javonta, and use Penny if Javonta looks iffy and Damien looks iffy. So that might be your safest route. Go Clyde and then wait on your other player. Go Clyde. Sir Smitty, Robbie Anderson, or Brandon Cooks. Give me Cooks, I suppose. 2 dabs or 3. I'm a 3 dabber. I do a 3 dab, whether it's dab or whether it's dabs of ketchup. Dabs, I prefer extra. I'm extra mayonnaise, extra salt, extra ketchup, extra cheese. I usually feel that the 3 dab will be better than the 2 dab. Spider-Man or Batman? Batman by a mile. What do I look like? Your Honor, give me a quarter. Your Honor, give me a quarter of that. Quarter of what? I'm not sure what we're talking about. Evans, Cooper, or Sony if Hendy is out, obviously. Sony if Hendy is out. I go Sony. I think Sony's going to have a big, big, big day. All right, guys. I hate to call it short today. We are going to end it just a few minutes early today. Please punch the thumbs up on the way out the door. As always, I will try and reply to every single one of your comments that drop in the next 12 to 24 hours. I will sit on here tonight. I may not do it right away, but I'll sit on here tonight for over an hour or two answering all of your questions that come in within the next 12 to 24 hours. So drop them. And if you haven't already, please get on.
Want bold year-round rankings, trade calculators, and bold predictions? Get on over to Sleeper. U.com.
SleeperU.com. Get your lifetime membership today. If you go to SleeperU.com and you get my $199 lifetime membership, I will give you text advice for the remainder of the year. I will give you text advice for the entire 2022 season. You will never pay for content again. Rankings, bold predictions. Over 40 video courses are dropping in 2022. How to trade into the first round. How to trade out of the first round. How to draft from the 1.1. How to draft from the 1.5. From the 1.10. From the 1.12. How to negotiate trade. How to profile your trading partner to know what to do to utilize your trade tactics right. Everything you can think of, how to start a dynasty league, how to rebuild a dynasty league. Over 40 video courses, video training will be at sleeperu.com. And if you have the lifetime membership, you never pay again. Every course in the future, the next year, 2023, all those courses, free. You never pay for content at Sleeper U again. The only thing you ever have to pay for is the text advice, which you can upgrade if you're a lifetime member every year. You're getting it free for this year and next year, but every year after, it's a $20 upgrade. $20 for the season to upgrade your email, your unlimited email advice feature into text advice, $20. But if you buy today or this month, you will get the text line for free and you'll never pay for content again. Get on over to sleeperu.com. I appreciate all of you. We're almost at 10K. Please share this video. Please share the channel. Let's get to 10K like that, and let's move on from there and dominate. We're going to take the fantasy football space by storm. We're already doing so on Spotify. If you haven't checked out my Spotify show, do I have that on here? I think I have a clip on here for that. Spotify, where is that? I thought I had it somewhere. I'll have to find it. I have my Spotify show. Go to smitty1.com and click on the Spotify logo, which will link to my show. I have an exclusive video show on Spotify. The exclusive Spotify content will be unraveling this month as I start to get 2022 content out. We're going 2022 this month. Doesn't mean I'm dialing back any 2021 content. I'm not. I'm adding to it. 2022 content is on the way, and I'm going to take care of all of you. And you make sure you're following me on Spotify. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Good luck in week 15 Thursday night. Good luck with some of this news, and let me refresh the news real quickly just to make sure nothing didn't come through. Damien Harris questionable for week 15. He was limited all week, suggesting he will be ready coming off the bye. We've been talking about Harris. Harris is a good play. So is Ramondre Stevenson. I like both of them. Eckler will be active for Thursday night. He also said Mike Williams would play, but we already know that when Williams was left off the Chargers' final Week 15 injury report, that was the case. Eckler will be active. There's talk about him being limited. I don't know. And to what you were talking about earlier, whoever was saying that, I forget who was saying about the Baker Mayfield stuff. Pro Football Talk reports NFLPA is aggressively pushing for the postponement of Saturday's Cleveland-Las Vegas game following the Browns' outbreak situation. That is, I thought I was leaving. Let me put that up on screen. This is probably what you were screaming on about going on Twitter. But this is big. This is big. This could have implications for Nick Chubb, and how does this get taken care of from a fantasy football perspective? We'll have to see on the postponement part, but essentially you probably you'd lose the game. If you have Nick Chubb, you have a Browns player, you have a Raiders player, you got to start worrying about this right now. What do you do? This changes the whole thing, the whole perspective for this week. If the NFLPA is aggressively pushing to postpone the Cleveland Raiders game, will it be postponed for later in the week? Will it be not played? Will they not replay it? I don't know. I don't know how this will play out. It depends on how long they've got to postpone it, or if it gets postponed to another week, and if they even replay it at all. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. This has a lot of implications. You got Josh Jacobs. You have, I guess Moreau's an okay option, but between Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb, that's still a huge implication or ramification or a craziness, crazy dynamic it adds to fantasy football playoffs week 15, round 1. Crazy. So stay tuned for more on that. I'll probably have to go live later if that gets canceled and do an emergency live stream. So be on the lookout for Smitty doing an emergency live stream tonight on this topic if it does come true. If what's being said here ends up unfolding that way, I'll be live on an emergency live stream. Good gracious.